Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Missing Link C-05 Sunstreaker, or well, it says in the box, Sensutorica, that's what it is, Sensutorica. Yeah, you can see him there in front of the box. We'll go ahead and put him off the side real quick and take a look at the box. Yes, it's very much styled to be like a classic G1 box, with some different artwork stuff. So it's a Karatomi C-05, and there's Sabertron right there. Sabertron, and yeah, Sensutorica. Yeah, you can see also inside, you can see the window there, you can see some styrofoam because that's how they were packaged back in the day. And of course, you got the, hey look, some of the transformation stuff on top right here. Of course, hey look, there's the classic pose done with the figure. You got the, of course, the Transformers logo and everything up there. You got on this side, you have Sunstreaker. On this side, you have more Sunstreaker. On the bottom, you have some, what's included in the box, some, I guess, copyright information stuff. And of course, ages 15 and up, because not for children. And on the back here, you have, of course, some warnings and copyright, more warnings and stuff. And of course, his bio and everything, including, of course, the little thing, you know, his little decoder thing. You need the decoder for this. And hey, look, now you can see his stats and all that stuff. So there you go. So that's the box and one accessory or inclusion. And of course, as well as that, a little this little guy right here. You also get the manual, which, you know, pretty straightforward. It's a G1, well, it's modified, sure, but it's still pretty much a G1 deluxe Autobot. You have, well, a little product catalog, volume 2, because yes, it's now they're finally moving a little bit further into the Missing Link line. Of course, showing off C-06 Cordon right there. You have, of course, the little card, you know, the little, you know, little collectible card, a little hole punch in it and everything. See if you want to have that. And a bonus if you want, sticker sheet. So, yeah, you basically make it more Diaclone if you want, or just add more details. I'm probably not going to use these. Probably not. Not at least. Maybe not. I don't know. Some of it is like, I don't know. It depends. I'm thinking about it. So, yeah, there you go. That's all his stuff. So, Sunstreaker. Yes, Sunstreaker is packaged in car mode. It is a yellow Lamborghini, although not licensed this time. Again. And yeah, it is and of course modified. And yeah, it's a pretty cool looking vehicle mode. You got of course, you got the headlights picked out with some tampo details. You got the Autobot symbol, you got the Autobot symbol there. You got the translucent windshield, you got a rub sign right there, you got a little CR right there, you got the rubber tires with the silver rims. Got a bit of red back here, you got of course the chromed I guess air intakes and spoiler and all that stuff. You got that bit of black, you know, right there back. Inside and everything. There you go. Yep. That is the car mode, which looks great. It rolls really nicely, which is great. Couple of things about the accessories. I'll show off a couple of those. Some of them that he comes with. Namely, comes with these little yellow bits, which, yep, they're just little yellow bits. They're supposed to be mostly for the robot mode, but they are kind of there for the car mode as well. They can also be attached to the car mode as well. You just kind of plug them in right here, and the cool thing is there's slide a bit as you plug them in, so you got that. And yeah, you just plug them in. I guess they're supposed to be kind of like boosters or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, you can just plug them into the back of the car like that if you want. It also comes with a little Dionaut, a little Diaclone pilot guy, which is, well, painted looks suspiciously like either a Spike or a Spark Plug or whatever. I think it's supposed to be Spike though. Yeah, it looks like Spike. Yeah, the face is all silvery, which is funny in itself. But yeah, you can see that, you know, all that stuff. And on the back, you got more silvery stuff going on. This thing does have some articulation, nothing at the head though. But you know, you get the arms go forward and back, right there, and the legs can go forward and back. And it has little tiny magnets. You can see that there's little tiny magnets in the feet, but they're very, very, very weak. Like, yeah, this is metal right here, and there's these like. Yeah, there's like there's like nothing there. So like, yeah, this is die-cast metal right here, but this is not sticking worth beans. So yeah, these are really weak magnets. They're there, but they pretty much are useless. I'm not sure why they use such weak magnets, but there you go. Yeah, the posability is also very helpful because he can also pilot the car, and of course, you know, just get them in a seating position, and you open up the whole canopy right there, and there's a little seat right there in the middle. Little seat right there in the middle, and you stick not spike in there, and there you go. Well, just kind of. Oh. There you go. It helps if you actually stick it in properly. There. Closes up, and there you go. Now he's driving the car, which is pretty neat. So, it's pretty much a, well, yellow Lamborghini modified. It's Sunstreaker, all right. There's a couple other accessories. I'll get into those in the robot mode because that's where they're pretty much for. But, you know, it's a pretty solid little classic Autobot car in this point. So, some comparisons real quick. I don't have a lot of G1 stuff in general, and this is the only, like, Autobot, like, 84, 85 Autobot car I have is the retro reissue Hound, so that's the only thing I got when it comes to, I guess, yeah, 84, 85 Autobot cars, so, there you go on that front. I guess I don't have a Sunstreaker, an original G1 Sunstreaker. Yep, here's Missing Link, Bumble, and Cliff, just to give you an idea there. Yep, those are, surprise, the mini bots are tinier than the deluxe car. Yeah. Here's this Missing Link Convoy, Optimus Prime, whatever you want to call. Yep, that's actually pretty well in scale with each other overall. And the bonus course, because just like the old Diaclone line, get Roller out of there. But getting that out of the way, but yeah, fits into here. It's fine. You can see that he fits in just fine. So yep, you can roll out from there. So yep, that is still a thing. So there you go. And of course, here he is next to a modern retail Sunstreaker, namely the Earthrise version. Well, this was repainted with you know, less translucent windows and stuff. But yeah, the Earthrise version of Sunstreaker. So there you go on that. So yeah, that's Sunstreaker's alt mode. So we'll go ahead and transform into robot mode. So to do so, first of all, you got to get this Diaclone pilot out of there. Got to get him out of there. I mean, you probably can leave him in there, but it's just easier to just get it out. Yeah, so yeah, get that canopy open, and then, you know, split the front end right here, untab it from the back right there, and just slide it like so. And get that raised up right there, and then go ahead and split this in half, like that. And then right here, what you want to do is untab the front nose from the little bottom plate here, and then slide it outward and rotate it up, and then rotate this out like this, and that'll become the heel spur, I guess. Yeah, you're gonna get that up right there, slide it out, rotate it up all the way, bring that out like that, and there's the heel spurs, and now you can be stood up more or less like that. It's a little bit higher. Back here, coming around back to back here, take this plate right here and untab that and bring that down, which lets you take the arms here, unpeg them and rotate them out and out like this, and then you can rotate down and extend that out. Then this one, of course, you can unpeg it, rotate it up, rotate it out, bring it out here, and then rotate it down right there. Then right here, what you want to do is take this whole assembly, you want to bring it up and out like this. You want to bring this back right here. You want to bring this whole thing back right here. You want to feed this through this part right here. Then bring this down, you want to here. There's a hinge right here. You need to bring this up. It's going to be a little annoying sometimes. Right here, you want this hinge to bend, so this will come down and peg in right here, like this, like that. Go ahead, you can bring this down, and this will tab in to the chest right there. And then from here, go ahead and open these up and extend the fists out like that. Close that up. Open this up and rotate the fist out like that, and close that up. And finally, you can go ahead and take the head and rotate that up, and there you go. Now you're also supposed to, they tell you to remove these, but clearly you don't have to. You don't have to at all when you're transforming. They tell you to remove these, but you don't. But yeah, with that you have, oh, almost forgot. Back here, comes back here and take this and move this up, and this will click into place right there. Almost forgot about that. Shame on me. And with that, you have Missing Link Sunstreaker in his robot mode. And yeah, it is a G1 car bot, goofy proportions and everything. You can see, again, getting a little bit closer, you can see he's got the, I guess the early version of what would become Sunstreaker's face. He got the very wide, like, yellow ear things, and of course, he's got the, the roof chest right there. He's got the bits of red and the wheels on the, there. He got his little, like, those bits right there. He got his weird looking, really long gorilla arms with the black ridges and everything, a little black bit with some tech detailing right there. He's got his hood, feet, spurs and everything. Yeah, this all cleans up pretty well. His arms are kind of little low slung. There's a bit of illusion going on here, but hey, you know what? It was G1. It was a different time, and they're just trying to take those old G1 designs and make them actually, work with modern posability. Which, oh boy, did they! The funny thing, of course, is because of how it works, he can actually he can roll like this. Yeah, looks all kind of goofy, but again, for me, being kind of disconnected from G1, there's a bit of a charm to it still, just the goofiness of it. But hey, there is a bit of goofiness, but it's still kind of charming because you know how it works. But articulation wise, because that's the thing now with, again, Missing Link, articulated G1 figures. Yeah, his head can go left and right here. There's a hinge right here as well, so you can actually adjust that. You can adjust it and make him look up a little bit there. Yeah, and guys can fold it down, make him look like a GoBot. This looks like a little GoBot, doesn't it? It's GoBotish when you have that, because I guess those are the eyes, and yeah, no mouth. Yeah, there's this swivel right there, but yeah, and that hinge right there, but yeah, there's really not much else going on at the head part. At the shoulders, you do have rotation right there. You do have this outward right here and right there, so you got a lot right there. Of course, because of the transformation, you do have the butterfly joints. A lot of butterfly joint. You do have a bicep swivel right there. You do have an elbow right there, about 90 degrees worth. You do have a wrist swivel right here. The hands can actually open and close. Right there. There is no waist, unfortunately, because of just how it transforms. That's just, yeah, at this point, there's just too much. You're asking for too much. There's not enough material there for a waist. But his hips can go forward that far and back that far. Outward, you do have pretty much the full splits and then some, which is nice. There's a thigh swivel right there. There is a double jointed knee. Although it's kind of, you got that open gap right there, but still a good amount of knee bend. Although you have to be careful when coming back because it can easily just kind of bang into there, but that's easy enough to fix. And down here at the feet, of course, you do have tilting. You do have forward a bit, and not really, well, kind of down and not really forward, and all that stuff. And you can adjust this heel spur and everything, and there's no side to side, but yeah, pretty darn good. Pretty darn good for an old design, and making it work with more modern engineering. Now, as for accessories, again, of course, the same pilot as before can still be, put in the seated position, and you can still be jammed in the chest here. And you can still be jammed in there, the same cockpit and everything. Just now he's going to be facing down all the time, so that's going to be fun for him, I suspect. Yeah, you can just, sit in there. Like that. He comes, of course, with a gun, nicely picked out with chrome. Like this, he's got his gun, which can go in his hand, no problem. Just pegs right in either hand. I say no problem as he just utterly fails to hold it. That, which is real nice. Now, he comes with a sprue, which has 3 missile bits on here. You see that? I cut one off. And these guys, the cool thing here is, well, you can take the fist here and fold this away. Yeah, take the fist, fold that away, and now there's a peg hole right there in the arm. You just plug that in, and bam, now he's got a missile hand. And a cool thing is, yeah, if you really want to go full G1 purity, he's got a couple alternate hands right there, which are just not being focused on. Yeah, there's static fists and they're quite large. Again, just so you can see, yeah, plugging them. I'm sorry, plugging them in. Yeah, you can see they are a bit different. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't really use, as far as I can tell, you cannot use the gun with these hands, which is a little unfortunate, as far as I can tell. But yep. Yeah, that's the. Again, if you want to go full G1, you can with those fists, and there you go. That's pretty neat that you can do that if you want. I'm just gonna leave this in like that. If you want to, but yeah, I'm not probably going to use those hands personally because I'm not a purist necessarily because I didn't grow up with G1. Yeah, generally looks pretty cool. Well, looks pretty goofy, but you know, it's pretty cool that they are able to make this thing move. Make this thing move in a more modern articulation. So mostly, so yeah, really good looking figure. Yeah, you know, not a whole lot of accessory, but enough. There's, you know, plenty of spare missiles on the sprue thing. So yeah. Only thing is, yeah, it's really easy for. I've noticed it's really easy to knock his head down when you're messing with it. So just be mindful of that. But at least on mine, there's no like locking mechanism or anything. I thought for a second like it would slide forward or something, but no. As far as I can tell, that's not the case. I don't think so. It almost looks like it, but yeah. I thought for a second maybe we could slide forward, but I was looking at it, but no. Regardless, pretty cool looking. Goofy, but in a cool way. Okay, now it's leaning forward a bit. There we go. Yeah. As for again, some comparisons. Again, only deluxe Autobot from 84 I have. 85 I have is a retro reissue of Hound. Again, who is infamously small, so I'm not sure how that helps. There you go. And the missing link, Bumble and Cliff, or Bumblebee and Cliff Jumper. Which, yep, I feel that's pretty much what you got there. Of course, missing link Convoy, which, yeah, of course, now that kind of confirmation that we're getting a Nemesis Prime version. Would be the first Decepticon, apparently. So, was that? And finally, here he is next to Earthrise Sunstreaker, just to give you an idea there. And of course, this is a 3D printed gun that I added. Yep. So yeah, that's the missing link Sunstreaker. There's not a whole lot to him. It's just a G1 figure, but with articulation. So, you know, that's, you know, that means, of course, the design is, you know, as is, warts and all. You know, designs as is, warts and all. Although with articulation, so, you know, still has the goofy proportions. They're not going to fix that. You know, some little nods to the original, extra little nods, like, you know, the extra fists. You know, it's like, for me personally, those are kind of like, that's cool. That's like, I'm never going to use them, but, you know, for there's a lot of people that might be a big boon. Nice bits of chroming, you know, kind of tastefully done, I feel. Got an extra little pilot, which is not a case with the original Transformer. So that's kind of neat that they, you know, kind of, hey, look, let's re-enable that functionality from the original Diaclone version, right? Transformation is really simple because it's G1 Carbot, even with that articulation. One thing I almost forgot to mention, which is going back to car mode, when you're sliding the knees in, people have noted that it's sometimes difficult. I've noticed best way to do that is to get this to slide easier, to get the legs to slide easier, just kind of bend the knee a little bit and it'll slide right through, because I've noticed without that, it just doesn't want to go in. So yeah, just bend the knee a little bit and it'll just kind of, yeah, just slide right through. It makes it way easier to just bend the knee a little bit and then slide it. So that's just a little tip. I almost forgot about that. Just a little tip about that. But yeah. Yep, but yeah, it is G1 Sunstreaker, warts and all. Just with articulation. So yeah, it's pretty cool. The other problem is, of course, it's coming, at least in US dollars, it's about $72, and that's before shipping and whatnot. Considering if you buy directly from Japan, it's going to cost you an extra, you know, $15 to $25 in shipping costs. So easily, you know, we're talking about $85 to, you know, somewhere in the neighborhood of $85 to $95. So total. So yeah, he's a bit on the spendy side considering what he is. He's definitely aimed at collectors, and it's one of those things like, how much is this really worth it? Because this is where we're at. And on top of that, now that as some idiot has decided, you know, go ahead, oh, let's just remove de minimis charges for everything, or let's remove de minimis for everyone. So cool, now everything's gonna cost even more money. Yeah, so now, you know, if you don't get this guy before the end of August, he's gonna probably cost you, depending on how it works. Again, I'm not sure exactly because no one actually knows exactly how it's gonna work. He might very well cost you nearly $200 now. So yeah, we'll see how that all works out. Yeah, that does not bode well for RC, who's coming out in September. So that's fun. But yeah, as it stands, yeah, it's almost $100, just shy of $100 all total with shipping and everything. It's definitely on the steeper side. It's a little hard to swallow, particularly after the really nice deal, which was Cliff and Bumble. Those were a really nice deal. It feels maybe a little too much. I feel like they might have overcharged a bit. Of course, I suspect it's because they're trying to compensate for a weak yen. I feel like it probably would be a better price, closer to, you know, if the retail price was closer to $50, $60, it'd be a lot easier to swallow. But as it stands, yeah, it's basically spending $100 to get this guy. So you got to decide whether or not it's worth it. And if you wait too long, it's going to cost like possibly $200. Which definitely is not worth it at that point. So that's where we're at, really. So make your decisions, make them fast. He's pretty cool. Or of course, you got Cordon, which is, you know, basically the black and white, the white and black police version. If you rather have that, but I decided not to get for that one. It's just I don't need multiple of the same mold, especially if they're going to be this expensive, you know. Oh, I will for Nemesis Prime though, but yeah, that's kind of different. Regardless, it's good, but I'm not sure if it's $100 good. Unless you're just die hard, really into the Missing Link. So, there you go. That's it for this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. Check out my social media down in the description and at the end of the video. Check out my coffee and my Patreon. I'll see you next time with another video review.